Hi, I'm Shawn Boyd, and I'm here at the Hub with healer, teacher, author, and clairaudient David Elliott. And if those titles weren't enough, I'm just going to throw in the title of friend, because David is a very good friend to me as well. So welcome, David.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. For the past, over 20 years, David has been helping people heal whatever blocks them. That can be fear, that could be negative beliefs, that can be relationship issues, esteem, just to name a few things. There's plenty of things out there. But sometimes that's done in one-on-one sessions. Other times it's done in group retreats. But whatever the setting, David helps people to reclaim their power by reconnecting to self-love. And yeah, that's something I think all of us could use a little bit more of. So I'm going to ask David some questions here to give you guys a little bit more information about what he calls the Healer Training Series. So first question, David, is just that. What is the Healer Training Series?
You know, they're a compilation of, as you just mentioned, all the work I've been doing with people and, you know, what I've been doing with people, and I'm taking it and teaching people how to do that work themselves, to heal themselves, and then if they so choose, to work with other people.
So how does a healer training work? You know, once I'm there, what can I expect?
Well, one of the first things we're doing in the healer training class is teaching people about how to connect to their energy. And one of the first tools that we work with a lot is a breathing exercise, a type of yoga, pranayama yoga, that really helps people feel their energy. The first thing it does, even before they feel their energy, is it gets them to relax and to stop thinking so much. And many folks in our culture, you know, live in their head. So if we can get people to stop thinking and suddenly start to feel their emotions, feel their body, you know, feel a sense of relaxation move through them, then the next thing you know, they're feeling themselves vibrate, tingle, they're feeling their energy, and that can be the beginning of an amazing relationship with themselves, which kind of the word self-love has come out of that.
You know, once I've gone to healer training, what is it that I would leave with? How would you say that I'd, you know, leave differently?
Number one, probably the most important thing for people is you'll leave with an experience. You know, you can talk about the things that are stuck in your life, the problems, the things you've inherited from your family. You know, you can analyze it to death, but if you can't move it, if you can't open it up, if you can't, you know, find resolve about it, a lot of times, it stays stuck in your head. When we can, with the healer training, what we're teaching you to do is go into your body, into your emotions, into the places where things are stuck and move them. And so the thing that I think is most important is you have some really amazing experiences taking the class.
I'm curious about, you talked about earlier about the breath,
yeah,
and the breath being one of the tools you use. And I'm just kind of curious, how is it that just something so simple as the breath can contribute to healing?
In our lives today, people get so busy, they don't breathe. You know, if you're rushing to do everything, oftentimes you're, you know, breathing really shallow, maybe barely taking a breath in. So just, you know, the breathing meditation, it's a meditation. It's an active meditation. And for those that are really just running circles in their head, the breath has an amazing ability, the oxygen flow, to slow the brain down, to trigger the hypothalamus gland, crown chakra in the brain. And once that's triggered, it kind of reboots the whole system. And you know, scientifically, when it gets triggered, endorphins start to release that move down to the other ductless glands or chakras and activate those. And when that is happening, that's when people start to feel energy moving through their whole nervous system. That's also the point in the process that I C is where the spirit starts to enter the body. So that's that experience that I'm referring to.
And by reconnecting to spirit, we talked earlier, I mentioned earlier that you help people to cure what blocks them, remove what blocks them.
Right.
And so by reconnecting to spirit, is that what happens? So let's say I'm blocked creatively, I'm not expressing myself wholly. By reconnecting to spirit, does that help move that for me?
Well, I believe most people have some purpose for their life, something that they're here to do. And by getting in touch with their spirit, they can remember what that purpose is. So it ends up being a circle, by teaching people how to open up, how to connect to their spirit, how to get out of the way with their mind, how to let go of emotional stuff that they may have been carrying their whole life. And to settle into their body, to open the heart up, to feel, to start to form a relationship with love that can be felt through the body. Amazing things happen. I call it healing. We could call it reconnecting. We could call it many things.
There's a whole series you have. I think Healer Training 1 through 4.
Yes.
Can you just quickly talk about what the differences are? So if I
Sure.
if I get started one day, I'm like I see, I want to register for Healer Training 2. Is it okay for me to go to that? What's it all about?
Right. Well, Healer Training 1, it's the foundation class. It's the one where we get into teaching about the tools, the breath being paramount. But we also teach a lot of other tools about, how to hold space, how to, really start to develop your intuition. The Healer Training 2 class is a progression from the Healer Training 1, which I always say it has a lot to do with exchange, teaching people about, their value, what it is that they are exchanging in their relationships, if they're having lots of problems, where this idea of exchange is off. So this class really gets people to take a look at their purpose, what they're doing, how conscious they are in that. And, if people are here doing what turns them on, what they came here to do, especially if we use LA as an example with, a lot of creative people in this town, if a creative person is not doing what they really have the creativity to do, they're probably doing something destructive, and it's likely they may be sick and acting out in lots of negative ways. But the shortcut is to really help people get on purpose with something that their spirit really, that they have an agreement with their spirit to be doing. So creative people need to be expressing themselves. As we, get that moving, again, a lot of problems go away, but that class is very bookend with Healer Training 1. Healer Training 3 is, about groups, group applications. Most of us are functioning in groups in our lives. There's a lot of people who are in the corporate world who come and take this class because they say, I run a group of people, or I'm the head of this and I need to know more. There's a lot of drama and I'm not aware of how to work with all the energy in my group. Healer Training 4 is, the intention behind it is for people to really be using the work in 1, 2, and 3, and then amazingly in 4 they can ask good questions. And so in 4 I really entertain and answer questions that people are coming up against. And I also go much deeper in that class about my own personal process, what I do, how I work, how I keep my space clear, how I keep people's energy out of my space, lots of real specific things that I would consider to be higher level understandings, but the beginner may not really relate to what I would be talking about is if I tried to bring all that information in the first class. I mean, I'm invested into trying to help people. And to me, people with big appetites and want to learn are the ones I, will always end up helping the most because I can see myself in those folks.
How did you find your purpose?
Reluctantly. That's why the first book's called The Reluctant Healer. I came to Los Angeles really pursuing an acting career, and the universe had a different plan for me, which ironically, as I started writing and writing about the healing work, I no longer had the need to act because I suddenly was dealing with my need to express, which was really what drove me to acting. But my purpose, I found, was it is about helping people. When I'm doing what I am here to do, life works easy and I don't have to push and I don't have to fight. It's the rock rolls down the hill or goes downstream. So.
I was just wondering, we're here at the Hub,
right.
And you do a lot of your healer training, actually, seems like all of them, here at the Hub. And I'm just curious, why the Hub? What does it mean to you?
This place has been created with intention to facilitate healing, whether people are doing yoga, breath work, meditation, many different modalities. The intention here is wide so that people can, find the way to get help and find the way to not just heal, but to blossom and grow. And for me, where I teach needs to be a place that adds to, that's easy for me to work in, and, it's easy for me to work here. It's, it's family. I feel, supported, and I feel that everybody that's coming through these doors feel that also.
Well, thank you for being here, David. You've made a profound difference in my life for sure. So I hope that all of you out there have gotten some great insight, and I'd encourage you to check out healer training because, like I said, it's made a big difference in my life. And many thanks to David for being here, and to the Hub for being such a center for this kind of work and this kind of healing.